Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have My Favorite Martian. This is a 1999 film based on the original TV series from the 60s. Runs an hour and 34 minutes and stars Christopher Lloyd as the Martin the Martian. And Jeff Daniels is, you'll know from Dumb and Dumber and so many other things. Was he Starman? Am I mixing him up with a different? He played an alien once. I'm sure he's played an alien more than once. But anyway, Jeff Daniels is the main character. He plays Tim, who is a TV producer here in LA, and he's getting crap jobs from his boss. Getting sort of the rough end of the stick is just. He has this crush on the boss's daughter, who he works pretty well with, played by Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley. Back in this is the era in which Elizabeth Hurley was hired for so many movies as like the femme fatale. And by the way, being that she's the only British person in this thing, even though her dad is not British at all in this, he's like, I didn't. The only way they explain that away is that I didn't send her away to all those British prep schools for nothing. That explains her British accent, apparently. Anyway, yeah. She's an on-camera reporter that he feeds lines and direction to, and he has got an obvious crush on her, and she is just awful. So, yeah. But, the cameraman, or camera person, just happens to be played by Daryl Hannah. Yes, Splash and Kill Bill and everything else you know her from. She has a kind of a thing for Tim. That is the relationship portion of this description. But in reality, here the main relationship that matters is the one between Tim and Martin. Martin, played, like I said, by Christopher Lloyd, which you would know as Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Out of time. You would know him from Back to the Future. He crash lands on Earth at a time when Tim is covering some sort of launch, some space shuttle launch, and it doesn't go well. It's really kind of a mess. This movie is very spastic, very, I don't know, it's like a kid on a sugar rush kind of situation. There's actually a scene where Martin tries ice cream and becomes addicted, like it's and becomes a cocaine binge where he's just goes insane, and that's pretty much how it describes pretty much how most of the movie is filmed. It's very excitable, it's very intense, and yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's actually kind of fun. It's actually we got a villain in Wallace Shawn, who you'll know as Inconceivable from Princess Bride. Again, it's his most iconic line. He's on Deep Space Nine as the Grand Nagus. He's in everything. He's in a bunch of stuff. But he plays a very slimy scientist who's been trying to prove that the existence of aliens for a long time, and he's on their trail. He's with a government agency. He's with the SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. He's working with them to hunt down this supposed alien crash. And Tim would be really open to helping them out, especially since it would get his career back on track after he really screwed something up with his report earlier on the space shuttle launch. And Elizabeth Hurley, daughter to his boss, pretty much rats him out and gets him fired. So, so his life is on a downhill spiral when he meets Martin. Martin sort of sneaks into his home because Tim has a spaceship, and without even realizing it, because he can pick up his spaceship. Martin has the ability to shrink his spaceship down to about this big, and resize it as needed. So, um, so that becomes a little MacGuffin here to carry or to fight over, to pass around, kind of thing. At the same time, when they eventually do sort of connect, Tim and Martin, um, Tim sees this as an opportunity. Like I said, he sees this as an opportunity to become famous, become known, get his job back, because he's about to be the guy who exposes that aliens are real. Meanwhile, Martin just needs to fix his spaceship just so he can go home. That's all he wants to do. He wants to go home. He's sick. He doesn't want to be on Earth. Earth is primitive and it's full of savages and horrible things. They do have water, which large amounts of water, which Mars does not have. But yeah, it's kind of a real big mess, just back and forth. It's I think kids would enjoy it, and if you love these actors, yeah, I think you'd enjoy it too. It's very indicative of that late '90s movie feel, where it has that kind of almost Spielberg score. I don't know who did the music for this, but it feels very. Oh no, it has. Lots of woodwinds, lots of just upbeat swirls of music, as you would find in things like Back to the Future or E.T. and things like that. It's definitely doesn't take itself seriously for most of the film, and it leads to. Oh, I have to say that they do make use of visual effects. Obviously, it's aliens, and so there's lots of resizing in the ship and stuff. That's digital stuff. Sometimes that's not so great, but Phil Tippett is involved with a lot of the practical effects too, and there is some really good practical effects scenes. There's a part where Martin here, when they get upset, they literally fall to pieces, and so part of a big comedic bit is him losing his arms and legs and his head falling off his torso, and Tim has to keep him under control while Elizabeth Hurley shows up to mess with him, and she is told that there might be aliens. She might be able to help them get proof of these aliens that Tim might have. All of this to say is that it creates a big slapsticky farce kind of scene in which Tim has to get in control of Martin's various limbs, and these limbs that he holds on to look like real arms. But they're physical, they're practical pieces. They're not just, hey, there's a guy off screen and he has a green suit on and this hand is moving. No, it's literally they created arms, they created legs, they created a head that, depending on the scene, you would have Christopher Lloyd, stick his head through a washing machine or something like that, or on a sink, and then he'd be talking to Tim through various scenes. And so there was a number of practical things, and they had to. It's very, like I said, it's very slapsticky, but the practical effects are actually kind of good at times. You can't really crap on the work with Phil Tippett. So Star Wars, and everything else. So yeah, the visual effects are great. They're not great. They're good. The practical effects are good. Digital stuff, not so great, but you'll suffer through it. It's not like it's not like it's super important for believability. If you're going to believe that any of this is happening, you're not going to really care that that spaceship scene just didn't work for me. You're not watching this for any kind of intellectual stimulation. It's fun, okay? Just have fun with it. And if you like Christopher Lloyd, you like Jeff Daniels and Elizabeth Hurley and Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah, it just seems really strange. She's, by the way, the women, of course, Elizabeth Hurley and Daryl Hannah can't not be gorgeous in anything they do. But I have to say that's really weird. I mean, obviously, since Jeff Daniels he's the main love interest. He wants Elizabeth Hurley. Daryl Hannah wants him. They're all in their 30s, 40s at least at this point, but they dress Daryl Hannah up in pigtails and a jumper and an Incredible Hulk t-shirt, and they try to make her super young. I guess that's the kind of, I don't know why. I guess to make her more appealing. I don't understand that, but yeah, she's older than me, and she's gorgeous. There's no, you don't have to make her it look like she's 17 in order to make her attractive. It just seemed like a really weird choice. That it seemed like Jeff Daniels was at one point making out with a girl who just a freshman in college at best. It's just weird how they decided to dress her. That's just my opinion. Other characters in this. The reason why I call this so really kind of spastic and sugar rush is mostly because of Zoot, which is Martin's alien suit, silver, and it's alive and it moves on its own even when he's not wearing it, and it's voiced by Wayne. Why can't I say his last name? He's from Seinfeld. You know him from Seinfeld. And why are they hiding his name in this thing? Wayne Knight. Sorry, Wayne Knight. Wayne Knight. You know him as Newman from Seinfeld and from Jurassic Park, and you know he's very, very, very excitable, and he also knows pop culture references, even though Earth pop culture references, even though Martin is not very familiar with Earth stuff. So I'm not sure how Suits do know this stuff. It again doesn't matter. It's not an intellectual documentary kind of thing. It's just fun. But yeah, if anything is going to get on your nerves, it's going to be the very excitable, spastic, loud Suit. I know to say that it just sounds strange. One of the other things I have to point out here is if you know the original series from the 60s, there's tons of references throughout it. Of course, Bill Bixby is nowhere to be seen in this. Obviously, he died many years ago. He was also Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, or David Banner in the TV series. And Ray Walston shows up. So he was the original My Favorite Martian. So, yeah. You'll have to watch out for him. He plays somewhat of an important part. And by the way, this is not a remake of the original series. They nod very often to the fact that this is a continuation of that story. How? You'll have to watch to find out. Like I said, this is not the kind of thing that you're going to go, oh my god, I got to see this. This is going to be the greatest movie ever. But I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it more than I really thought I would. I thought this was going to be just another garbage dump of a movie, but it was not. Not completely. But maybe I just had enough sugar that I could keep up with it. So there's a number of weird sexist moments. There's like a boob shot. Like, it was written by two women, by the way, but it's Hollywood, so the lens is always from male gaze for the most part. It's a late 90s movie, so we should be glad it's not a late 80s movie. Then it'd be... Oh, by the way, yeah, if you want to see Jeff Daniels' butt, this is the movie for you. Yeah, there's a naked Jeff Daniels butt in this movie. I don't know how it worked out, but it did. If you want to see a butt on Disney Plus, Jeff Daniels' butt is it, and it is in my favorite Martian. Let's pick
619.
619. Yeah, I'm just not going to put this down anymore. 619. It just seems like a waste of time to put it back there. Oh. Interesting. This is a series. You know what, by the way, it's well over a month since we've had a short. It's been mostly all movies and a series and then a few documentaries. It's been middle of August since we've had a short. And that was a series of shorts. That was that Mickey Mouse thing. Well, in this case, we're getting a series. We're going to watch just a few episodes, but it does tie to a classic Disney animated series. And It's the Lion Guard. Yes, they made a series from the Lion King, and this is it. So we'll probably watch 2 or 3 episodes, see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. The Lion Guard on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.